Another thing you talk about is restoring honesty in government. One way to do that, you've spoke about on this program many of times, is to stop raiding the dedicated funds. Now, your Bridge Act, I understand, could come to the floor this session?
Yeah, we're hoping that the Dedicated Highway Trust Fund, or the Bridge Act, is going to come to the floor very soon, hopefully sometime in February or early March. It basically puts the trust back into government. State government has raided the Dedicated Highway Trust Fund. Think about it, the word trust in the title, a trust fund. Each year, the state takes money to run the Department of Motor Vehicle, about $200 million, another $569 million for snow and ice removal. This is money that you pay through your motor vehicle fees and other fees that are supposed to go to fixing roads and bridges. That's $1 billion almost. That's a lot of money. I want to stop raiding the fund. That's not its intent. We have to put the trust, Julia, back in government. We have to put the trust back in the Dedicated Trust Fund, and it's got to stop right now.
Let's show the viewers right now where the highway fund money actually goes.
Certainly.
Only 27.4% went to capital projects in 2009. 30% of the fund expenditures went to debt services on bonds, and 42% went to state operations.
42% to state operations. We know that the Dedicated Highway Fund was set up to pay the indebtedness on bonds for roads and bridges. That's one of the purposes of the fund. We didn't expect that 42% of the fund would go to running state operations. Those state operations should be run from the general fund. They should not be run from the Dedicated Highway Trust Fund. So again, government is raiding this fund that should be fixing road and bridges. I want to put a stop to that. I want to make sure that the money goes to road and bridge repair.
So what are the consequences if we don't pass this bill?
Well, the taxpayer gets cheated. The taxpayer continues to get cheated. Roads and bridges don't get fixed. And we continue to, I think the government does, once again, a disservice to the taxpayer by telling the taxpayer that this is money that you have put in through motor vehicle fees, gasoline taxes, and it's supposed to fix your roads and bridges. But when government decides that it's going to take that money in a dedicated fund, a trust fund, if you will, just like any trust fund that a family would set up for a child or a grandchild, and then use it for something else, that's a violation of the trust. That's a violation of the fund. I want to put an end to that. I want to make sure that the money in that fund is used for road and bridge repair like it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay, so we have another graph. It shows where the Dedicated Highway and Bridge Fund come from.
I mentioned earlier, there's a number of taxes, there's a number of fees, and fuel tax is on there, motor vehicle tax, highway use tax. These are all the taxes that go into the fund, and the whole concept was to put it right back into road and bridges. That's not happening, and I want to make that happen again.